Alrighty, folks, here we go with the midweek edition of Guddnite Grenada. I'm George Brand saying thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening, folks. Yeah, man, kind of pumped up. And why? Well, it's Wednesday. And guess who's with us, eh? She's going to be spending the whole hour with us tonight. Not just talking about half past the hour. No. She's going to be with us for the whole night tonight. Sherron. Yeah, Sherron is with us. But not only Sherron, we got other things to deal with as well. And you'll find out what when we do the rundown. And obviously, Georgie Porgy is going to also take a look, and see who's out there in social media tonight. Yeah. And see if we are up. Yes, there we are on YouTube. Is this orange? Is this orange?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like orange to me.
Sherron says yes. That's orange. So that's the color for tonight. Orange. So then, let's take a look at the rundown. I guess this I've never heard a shopping day being debated as much as this coming Saturday has been debated. And when we get to Sherron, I'm sure she's going to have a debate of her own on that. Yeah, Saturday has been designated a shopping day. And believe it or not, while a lot of people are happy, but guess what? There's some people out there whose feathers got a little bit ruffled, right? So to the point where the government had to issue a statement saying that the decision to make Saturday a shopping day is not, I repeat, is not an affront to any religion, Seventh-day Adventists. Right? There's some who went a little bit gaga about that. So I'm going to share that statement with you. Just believe it. Also, you've been hearing a lot over the last couple of days about the need, now that they seem to be letting us move around a little bit outside, they're saying, you need to wear a mask. You need to wear a mask. You need to wear a mask. Well, I strongly suggest that you comply with the instructions given by our authorities. However, Georgie's got big eyes, and he spots things that maybe a lot of other people don't necessarily notice. I came across a public service announcement on the World Health Organization website, which says that if you don't have symptoms, there is no need for a mask. Before I go any further, let me make it perfectly clear. I believe that we have an obligation to comply with the instructions issued by our authorities. Okay? Having said that, our authorities claim that they are following instructions from people like, guess who? The WHO. And there's a conflict. You don't believe me? I want you to keep watching, because in just a wee bit, I'm going to play that public service announcement for you, where the WHO, and you see it right there on your screen, WHO, yeah, WHO, says no symptoms, no need for a mask. Okay. The next thing we're going to tackle is the fact that, well, tomorrow, all gas stations will be open. So if you own a jalopy, pony up on your tilapia and go get some gas. Okay? You'll be able to do so tomorrow. The national report, I don't know. Let me check here and see if it's up on their website yet tonight. You know, they've been kind of late over the past couple of days, but let me do a little hunting here. A young month, Wednesday the 8th, yeah, there's their national report. So yes, we are going to bring you the national report tonight as well. Okay? So, and then, of course, Sherron. Sherron and I got a lot to talk about. I'll tell you something I'm really looking forward to talking with her about is what's going on in Petit Martinique. You know, Petit Martinique's very dear to Sherron. And, yeah, people up there aren't very happy campers right now. So we're going to find out what their concerns are up there. Okay? Right. So let me see. Yeah, let me say good evening to you guys, man. Come on. Where are you? I wish it would rain. Yeah, I'm just about there now. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Who's Theo? Theo Richards. I wonder if Theo Richards and T.F. Richards are one and the same person. Let's assume for all intents and purposes, Theo Richards is T.F. Richards. He's saying good evening from a sunny California. John Noseneck is saying hello, Georgie Porgy. Yes, Johnny boy, good to see you. Ryan Jabon. Ryan says he's got us. Hello there, Maria. Good to see you, Maria. Kipling Francis saying good night and sending God's blessings. And Trini, hello, Trini62. Good night, all. Hope everyone's safe and well. Well, so far we're doing pretty darn good, Trini. But when we hear what's happening in New York, man, we can't help but worry about you. But we know that you're a tough cookie. I expect that any minute now, Trini62 will give the coronavirus one cuff. He'll wish he had remained in China. Yeah. Okay. Who else is there? Let me see. Ryan says COVID-19 is spread by droplets sneezed into the air. Hence, the masks are necessary. Okay? He says, has your audience diminished? I don't know. Theo Richards says, T.F. Richards is indeed the same person. Okay, T.F., good to see you. Says, different domain, different name. Okay. And, hey, it's Ryan's birthday. Well, Sherron, I wonder if Sherron's going to sing happy birthday to Ryan tonight. All right. We'll have to find out. Okay. So, my dear friends, let's get down to our first little story here tonight. Saturday's designation as a shopping day is not an affront to the religious community, and the government's making that clear. Let me read that statement for you. It says here that the government of Grenada is assuring the population that the announcement of Saturday, April 11th, as the next shopping day is not meant to be an affront to any religion. COVID-19 response coordinator, Dr. George Mitchell, explained that the decision is based purely on scientific modeling, which puts the contacts of those who have tested positive near the end of their 14-day period of exposure. Dr. Mitchell said it is therefore critical to ensure that there is sustained control in the next few days to minimize the potential spread of the virus. Now that Grenada has the ability to test samples, Dr. Mitchell says it is also important that this period is used to conduct additional tests, which would help to provide a better appreciation for where we are with regard to the fight against COVID-19. Related to this, positive discussions are being held with a view to adding another shopping day. Actually, I think Sunday. As far as I know, Sunday. It says here an announcement on this will be forthcoming. I think it's going to be Sunday. I think it's been announced. Okay? All right. So there you go. Saturday, Easter weekend. Can you imagine shopping on Easter Saturday and Easter Sunday? Yeah. Now, we've been hearing a lot of conflicting stories from the World Health Organization and government about wearing masks during this COVID outbreak. I want to play a little piece here for you. You take a look and decide who you're going to listen to, the government or the WHO. I leave it up to you.
If you do not have any respiratory symptoms such as fever, cough, or runny nose, you do not need to wear a medical mask like this one. Mask alone can give you a false feeling of protection and can even be a source of infection when not used correctly. Masks should only be used by healthcare workers, caretakers, or by people who are sick with symptoms of fever and cough. Why? Because healthcare workers and caretakers are in close contact with ill individuals, so they're at higher risk of catching COVID-19. And sick people should wear masks to protect others from small droplets that can come out when they cough or sneeze. So, for healthcare workers, caretakers, or individuals who have fever and cough, this is how you should wear a mask. Before touching the mask, clean your hands with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. Inspect the mask for tears or holes. Verify which side is the top. This is where the metal piece is. Then identify the inside of the mask, which is usually the white side. Then fit the mask on your face. Pinch the metal strip or stiff edge so it holds to the shape of your nose. Adjust the mask over your face, covering your mouth and chin, making sure there are no gaps between your face and the mask. Do not touch the front of the mask while using it to avoid contamination. If you accidentally touch it, clean your hands. To take off the mask, remove the elastics from behind without touching the front and keep it away from your face. Discard the mask immediately in a closed bin and clean your hands. It is important not to reuse the mask. Replace it with a new one as soon as it gets damp. And remember, the best way to protect yourself from the new coronavirus is frequently cleaning your hands with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. Stay safe and see you next time.
There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. Now, I don't know what to say, so I'm just going to reserve judgment. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Let me get back here to social media and see if you guys have any comments. Theo Richards, that's TF, is wishing Ryan a happy birthday. And then Trini says, just learned of the death of a co-worker's husband from the virus. Ay, ay, ay. Somebody else in New York, Bob Marichaux, I think it was, sent me a note this afternoon saying that one of his co-workers also gone. So, yeah, she says it really hits home when it's someone you know. Yeah, Trini, understand. John says, UK think tank plans to sue China for $5.6 trillion over the coronavirus. And U.S. lawyer files a $20 trillion suit against China for coronavirus. This thing is warming up. Yeah, people have begun to see ways to make a buck out of this. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Capitalism, man. Okay. Theo says, George, you know that's really funny. Some of the arguments made at times. This religious argument was making headlines on Facebook, supposedly between persons of the different Sabbaths, so to speak. Yeah. You just can't make people happy. People are crying out. They want to get out and get food. They want to get out and get some fresh air. Okay. Now that it's happened, another controversy. Oh boy. Yeah. Theo says, no, hold on here. Ryan says, the wife and I just demolished a delivered Red Lobster ultimate seafood feast. Ryan, boy, you're lucky you're not sitting here. I'd flatten you. Did you have to mention lobster when I haven't had dinner yet? You claim to be my friend? All right. He says they're out of biscuits, so he had nachos. Please, Brian. Please, knock it off. Knock it off. Go stand in a corner, will you? Jeez. Huh. TF says, I must say that you're as clear as crystal, both video and audio. Kudos. Well, thank you. We're trying. And then he says, who do I listen to? I listen to the W.H.O. Trini62 says, that's right. I believe the WHO. Okay. Well, WHO lady, when getting groceries and folks sneezing around you, a mask protects you from getting their bugs. So says Ryan. Yeah. Pros and cons about this all the way around. Eh? That's why I ain't chiming in here. I'll let you guys go at it, but there are pros and cons about this whole thing. Ryan says, New York City is not a nice place right now. Boy, my heart breaks. Yeah. Theo says, Ryan, that's my home. And trust me, I have no urge to go there. Yeah. He says, YouTube's better. Yeah, I knew you guys would like it. Okie doke, folks. I'll tell you what. Just let me show you that she really is there. Take a look. Sherron! How you doing?
Yes, George. I'm here. I'm good. Real good.
Well, let me tell you, I'm looking forward to our chat tonight because I'm very curious about Pretty Martinique, and I'm sure you're going to fill us in on what's happening out there.
Exactly.
All right. So let's take a break, and we'll come on back with good old Cher in just a wee bit.
I'm always on the move. Training, traveling, competing. So it's good to know I have Co-op Bank in the palm of my hand.
Introducing e-banking, one of many customer convenience services from Grenada Cooperative Bank. And there's more to come.
It's swift, simple, and secure.
Welcome home. Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Together with you, our customers, we energize our community.
Together with you, we energize our economy.
We are working together to give our nation a better tomorrow.
With you, we energize our future. Together, we energize our nation.
Thank you for partnering with us
as we energize our Spice Island.
GrenLec, energizing our Grenada.
Conveniently located in the Grandand Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
All right, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenadans will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
All righty, folks, just before I say hello to Sherron, there's a note here which I missed a little while ago. This is from John. John says, yeah, Saturday and Sunday with people going in alphabetic surname order and reversed on Sunday. Yeah. Folks, this is explained pretty well on the GrenadaBroadcast.com website. If your surname starts with A to M, on Saturday, you're allowed to shop in the morning. I think it's from 8 until noon. And in the afternoon, from 1 o'clock until 5, if your name starts with N to Z, that's when you do your shopping in the afternoon. And then on the Sunday, it's just the reverse. In the morning, the N's to the Z's will do their shopping, N's to Z's, if you will. And in the afternoon, the A's to the M's will do their shopping. If that's confusing, go to GrenadaBroadcast.com. You'll actually hear the Superintendent of Police, Vanny Kerwin, explaining it in more detail. Hello, Sherron. How you doing, girl?
I am good.
Yeah.
And one of the things you have to clear up is that if you have a double-barrel surname, like Roberts Wilshire, they go with the W and not the R.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, so if it is Adams Roberts, they go with the R and not the A.
Okay. Okay. So. Thanks for clarifying that for us, Sherron. Let me ask you, how is this self-imposed isolation treating you? I mean, you don't look any worse for wear.
Well, you know, some time ago I said because I'm retired, I'm at home, and whenever I have to go out, I see it as a chore because I really love being at home. But with me right now, it's a little even tighter security than being at home, because my husband, as you know, is a professor and teaches online. So when his class is going on, I tend to stay in my room, in my bedroom. So that to me is the lockdown. But I love being at home. I'm not missing outside because if I want to go outside, I could go onto my veranda,
Sure.
and I get a nice view of Mongazo and the sea because I see as far down as Wester Hall. So I'm good.
You know, a little
Yeah.
while ago, just before we actually went on the air, I was talking with your hubby, Mr. Wiltshire, and he was telling me that yes, he's teaching from home. It's amazing what technology does. He mentioned to me that he's teaching people in South Korea,
Yes.
in California,
In Kenya.
in Kenya. Jeez,
Yes.
technology
That's technology for you, eh?
come a long, long way. So
Yes.
you're not getting cabin fever, I take it, and that's good.
Not really.
No. Okay.
And you
Now,
know, the thing is, you talk to yourself, and you know that it's for the best. So why complain?
yeah, yeah. I think people are gradually going to come to the realization that this is all going to work out for our good in the long run. You know,
Man,
come
if
to think of
Nelson
it.
Mandela did it for 27 years, we could do it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, when you look at what's happening in other parts of the world, we're still lucky. We only have what, 12 cases here?
All right.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. Now, what was your reaction when you heard about the shopping days being designated on Saturday and Sunday?
Well, I thought it was a good change, a good decision by the government, because when you just open it and you say today is a shopping day, and everybody decide to go out. You know how terrible that was? Yes, on Monday, for example, my nephew went to the supermarket, which is 5 minutes away from us, and he was there from 10:15 until a few minutes to 5 o'clock because they were letting in like 2 people at a time. And then some nurses came, and of course, you know, the natural thing to do is to give them priority. And that's it. But you just have to wait out. You have to be patient and hope that by the time you get into the supermarket, that there's something left for you to buy.
I want to
So,
thank you, Sherron, for giving me the heads up on Monday. Monday, I didn't know that Ando's on the Carnage would have been open. But when I spoke to you at about 11:30, you mentioned to me that they're going to be open until 12 noon. All right. Now, that only leaves me half an hour to put my makeup on and rush down to Ando's. Well, I got down there. When I get down there, I have to stand in line for about 20 minutes. All right. And people are not maintaining. I stood in the road because I wanted to make sure that I maintained the social distance, okay? But the other people are standing on the sidewalk talking to each other inside. Not to me. All right. You get inside, and the shelves are pretty damn bare, Sherron, okay? Finally, I picked up a few things, and then I get into the checkout line. This lady just comes with her cart, loaded, comes with her cart, pushes her stuff right in front of me, And I just went like, hey, wait a minute. And I stood up, I folded my arms. I didn't have to say anything. I just looked at her, And she got the message, and she pulled her cart back and went behind me. Some people can be really, really inconsiderate. But the bottom line is that I was able to leave up here, go down, get my shopping done, and be back home in 1 hour. Okay? So
right.
I'm lucky. But I'll tell you, this week when they opened up, it was total chaos everywhere. I'm sure you saw the
Right.
lineups down at Spiceland Mall.
I saw it online, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't left my house for quite a few weeks. So
I admire you, girl. You got somebody do your shopping for you?
I got one of those. It's called a husband.
I see here, Ryan Jaban says, GG, get someone to shop for you. And he also says, Sherron, online education is the way. Did my BSc and my MS degree online.
Wow, that's good.
John says, 11 cases, George, as one scooted out of the country. That's right. Remember we had one of these cases, exit stage left?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but George, talking about shopping.
Yeah.
Can I bring up my people?
Bring up your people, girl.
We have a serious problem in Pittermartinique. Because as you know, there are only like 2 supermarkets in Pittermartinique, and now they run out of goods. So you'll have to get to Carriacou to do your shopping. There is no ATM in Pittermartinique, so there used to be a bank, there used to be an ATM, but of course, for whatever reason, that was closed down. The people now has to go to Carriacou. It costs $30 for a boat to take you to Carriacou. Then because of the transportation situation, it would take you up to 2 to 4 hours to even get in from Wynwood to Hillsborough, because the bus can't hold more than 4, not supposed to take more than 4 passengers. If you take a taxi, that then costs $40. So, and that is just one way. Eh? So $30 to get to Carriacou, $40 to if you're going in from Wynwood to Hillsborough, and then you have to come back. And I don't think that people understand the plight of the Pittermartinique people. They do not have access to fresh meat. So fish is the thing. And the Pittermartinique people go fishing. You have your little fish pot that you go. They do not want them to go and fish. If at all they get permission, it have to be between 8 and 4. As you know, fishermen have to go with the tide. So what if the tide is running at 4:30 in the morning? They can't go. 8 o'clock is useless. And somebody have to do something to help the people of Pittermartinique. When they ask questions like in the press conference the other day, when somebody asked about what's happening with the people of Carriacou and Pittermartinique, they get a by the way answer. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it wasn't planned. Nobody is thinking about them. And then yesterday, or was it today? Today, to add insult to injury, the parliamentary representative went up there to give out food baskets to her supporters. Not to the people who need it most, but to her supporters. Who can we ask for help? Pittermartinique people crying out for help. They're in a unique position. It's not like Grenada. There must be about 2 breadfruit trees in the whole island. Who can we ask for help? They're not getting provision. They used to get provision from somebody coming from Union Island or from Canawan. They're not allowed to because of the shutdown. So what are they trying to do? Kill them out slowly? Starvation? Somebody have to think about them, because the parliamentary representative, forget that crap. She's not thinking about them. Mm-hmm. So that is our problem there. You have to get money to go to Carriacou, and you don't have access to the money to go to Carriacou. So you're caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. It's a case of which came first, the chicken or the egg.
John Nosynek here, who's in Carriacou, he's saying Co-op ATM is out of cash. Not sure about Alexis ATM. Do you know about Alexis? Pardon?
No, no, I don't.
Okay. And
Well,
Ryan
actually,
says,
I
Sharon,
spoke
it
to,
seems like Pity Martinique is stranded.
of course. And Ryan, you know something? After Hurricane Ivan, I personally was relying on Pitimartinic to support me. They were sending ice and water and food. There are days when somebody would call and tell me go to the boat, and they cook meals and send to me because I was working 24/7 with the embassy at the time. The first thing I did after Hurricane Ivan was send my children to Pitimartinic because the school was up and running and they were safer up there than anywhere else. You know, so now the people of Pitimartinic, I mean, I wish I could help, but no boats going up from here.
Yeah. Theo is asking here, Sharon, are those the normal prices or are they lifted because of the situation? In other words, we talking price gouging here?
No. That's a normal. Actually, $30 to Windward is very reasonable. The Osprey boat, I forget how they call it, the tender. It costs $20 one way, and that is a normal circumstances. A boat that's holding about sometimes 30 or so people. But to charter a boat and they charge you $30, that's not much.
John Nozinek says, well said, Sharon. She only cares about votes.
Exactly. I hope the people remember when they come back asking for votes. You know, it was bad enough at Christmas time when they go to give out gifts and turn and tell a little 3-year-old, your parents didn't vote for us, so you're not getting. That is bad enough. But to go up there when you know the people are hungry and you give your supporters only, that is sickening. That is real sick.
I'll tell you what's really sickening too, Sharon. You know, it's very unfortunate that under the prevailing circumstances, we're talking about a pandemic here. People are dying left, right, and center. And to see how things are being politicized. I mean, today I was flabbergasted when I read a lot of the discussion on my WhatsApp forum about certain gas stations being allowed to remain open, and politics, that's the allegation. Politics. Can you believe it under these circumstances? Can people be that heartless?
But you know, one thing I liked about that discussion is that somebody is listening, because it wasn't much longer when they declared that all gas stations open tomorrow.
Speaking of which, let me read that release that they put out. The public is advised that all gas stations will be open on Thursday, April 9th from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. Motorists are required to obtain gas within their parish of residence. The regulation stipulates that only one vehicle per household will be allowed, and that vehicle must contain only one person. Drivers are required to remain in their vehicle. Failure to do so will result in your removal from the line. Okay? Healthcare workers presenting appropriate IDs will receive a 50% discount at all Sol gas stations. Or Sol, is it?
Sol.
There is no restriction on the amount of gas that can be purchased, but persons will not be allowed to fill gas bottles. Okay? The convenience stores at all gas stations will remain closed. Everyone seeking to utilize this opportunity is being urged to comply with the stipulated regulations. So yes, your gas stations are going to be open tomorrow.
So somebody was looking at your Sundays with George Grant chat.
The forum, yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
They generally do. Isaac says, our PM, our Pity Martinique are a kind people, but this administration is not representing PM with the removal of the dock to Harvey Vale. Osprey does not take you to Pity Martinique anymore. Is that right?
Not only that, not only do they not take you to Pity Martinique anymore, when Osprey started off, the whole idea they were telling people is to help out the Pity Martinique person, because you had to come to Grenada, you must overnight, and when Osprey started, they would come down in the morning from leaving Pity Martinique at 5:30, leaving Carriacou at 6. Come down, so you could come down, do your shopping, and get back up in the evening when they leave at 5. They no longer do that. That's all right. But now they stopped going to Pity Martinique altogether. So you have to, I went to Pity Martinique a couple of weeks ago. You go to Harvey Vale. They're not even going to Hillsborough. You go to Harvey Vale, and then you have to take a taxi that costs $30 from Harvey Vale to Hillsborough, and then you pay another $20 from Hillsborough to Pity Martinique. So that is one of the problems. They no longer have a gas station in Pity Martinique. So in order to buy gas, you have to go to Carriacou, or they used to be able to go to Union Island, but of course you can't go to Union Island anymore. You have to go to Carriacou to buy gas, to go fishing, and it's just, I mean, they're getting from bad to worse.
Yeah. John says, well said, Sherron. Okay, I read that one already. He also says here, what is sad is that those supporters didn't share with fellow islanders. You know, you said the minister she brought stuff up for supporters, and then those supporters didn't share with the other islanders.
Well, I don't know that they didn't. I can't say if they did or they didn't.
Okay. Theo says, but Sherron, when the PM said they were not left out, was he talking about Carriacou alone in terms of the groceries, etc.?
Exactly. The boats went to Carriacou yesterday, or was it the day before? Yesterday was Tuesday. They went yesterday to Carriacou, not to Pity Martinique.
Mm-hmm. John says, so how do the fishermen refuel without filling their bottles at our only gas station? Thought about that?
At our only gas station? There's not a gas station. There is no gas station in Pity Martinique anymore.
Ouch. Ouch. Okay, Sherron, let me take a little break here and pay some bills, and we're going to come back and continue this for just a wee bit. Hang in there.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey, neighbor.
Here's the bill I asked you to pay for me.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need. And we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs.
They burn less energy, right?
Much less. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
And Grenlec is always advising us not to open the fridge too often.
That's right. And my family washes and irons in bulk.
With fuel prices changing all the time, how do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
So while Grenada can't control fuel prices, I can conserve energy and save money.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try their sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Conveniently located in the Grandstand Shopping Center, for over 40 years, Food Fair has provided quality service at affordable prices. Now, grocery shopping is made easier and more convenient from the Food Fair web store.
Hey, babe. Listen, I need you to go down to Food Fair to get some groceries.
Alright, no problem. Right away.
Thanks, babe. What are you doing? You're supposed to be going Food Fair to get a grocery, man.
I am, but didn't you know you can order your groceries online from the Food Fair web store?
Are you serious?
Of course. All you have to do is just to log on to www.foodfair.gd with credit card in hand, and with an order of $100 or more, Food Fair Grenada will deliver up to 3 miles away. And you don't even have to worry about your information, you know. Their safety measures are excellent.
So hold on. You just order online and Food Fair will deliver to you?
Yep.
Oh, baby, better hurry up and order, man.
I already did. They should be here any minute now.
Enjoy easy online shopping anytime from your home or office from the Food Fair web store. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Folks, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but on my GrenadaBroadcast.com website, I do have a page there which gives you up-to-the-minute statistics about the coronavirus. And as of now, and by the way, this is put together by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering, CSSE, and they are at the Johns Hopkins University. So we're talking about credible stuff here. So far, globally, there have been 1,513,358 cases confirmed of the coronavirus. 1.5 million, a little over 1.5 million. 329,329 have recovered. Okay? And so far, there have been 88,415 deaths. I repeat, 88,415 deaths. In the United States, there have been 430,376 confirmed cases, and 4,571 deaths. 23,000 have recovered. Check it out. Go to GrenadaBroadcast.com and do a little search on there. Sharon, girl, let me see if there's anything else here that we got to touch on here. Ta-da. Yeah, Sharon, Jackie O is talking about Pity Martinique here. Jackie O, I think she's in Washington. She says, no ATM, no gas, no fresh meat, no food. This is worse than the Stone Age.
Exactly. You know, and you have people who, you know, it annoys me when I hear the government and people running up their mouth and saying Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Worse when I hear them saying Pity Martinicans and Carriacouians and this kind of foolishness. We're all Grenadians, and whatever is good for mainland Grenada is good for Carriacou and is good for Pity Martinique. And you have to look at the three islands and realize that Pity Martinique is unique. For example, when they were doing the forestry policy, I was on the team that was putting all this up. And as you know, in Grenada, there's a season when you cannot hunt manikou. They had to make it different. Pity Martinique is an exception because in Pity Martinique, manikou is looked at as a pest. It's not, Pity Martinique people don't eat manikou. I guess you might have a few who come to Grenada now and they will try it. But as a rule, the manikou attack the chickens and it's a pest. So in the forestry policy, you can hunt manikou in Pity Martinique anytime. When it's close season in Grenada, you could still hunt in Pity Martinique because you're getting rid of it. And in like manner, you have to be aware of the plight of our fisher folk. You know, everybody have a little fish pot that you go and you raise and you sell fish to the community. In this case, they're giving out fish. A couple of days ago, there's a team of women who do how you call it, hydroponics, and they were giving away vegetables, the lettuce and so, because the people need it. These are things, there are so many projects they could do in Pity Martinique, but Pity Martinique is like the forgotten land. Yeah. But whenever you see election time, they're running in Pity Martinique because, the person who win the Pity Martinique seat winning the election. It just gets...
John says, push people hard enough into a corner and they will do things they wouldn't normally do.
Exactly.
Isaac says, Sharon, did you hear your mom or dad speak of Adelaide Roberts? This lady was my grandmother from Pity Martinique. My dad was born there. Okay. Ryan says, Jackie O, PM folks going through a famine. And Jackie O says, Ryan, I feel it for them. That's a shame that in 2020 people have to live like that. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Exactly. But is he sure it's Adelaide Roberts or Adeline Roberts?
Adelaide. Adelaide.
Okay. Maybe she had another name because I'm Roberts from Pity Martinique, so I should normally know who's who.
Kipling says, too many educated people making decisions with no common sense among them. But above all, there is a God. T.F. Richards says, these types of behaviors by the powers that be is what leads to civil disobedience and so forth. Ryan says, COVID-19 pandemic will change us for life. Boy, Ryan, I hope you're right. I really believe there's going to be a change coming. And those who aren't able to adapt to it, crapo smoke their pipe. Jackie O says, Kipling, you're right. People out there are acting clueless. T.F. Richards says, for those looking into American politics, the way has been paved for VP Biden to be the one going up against Mr. Trump since Sanders officially called off his campaign. You heard that, Sharon?
Yes, I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, in that case, they wouldn't be. I wouldn't be surprised if they put the T-Bird back in power.
You wouldn't be surprised if what?
The T-Bird, the T-person gets back into the White House.
Oh, the T-Bird. Oh, sure, T-Bird. Thunderbird. Oh, Sharon. Okay, Sharon. Go make your phone call to the T-Bird. Tell him George and the gang said hello, eh? Thanks a lot, my friend. Continue to be strong and let the people of Petty Martinique know that our thoughts are with them. We hate to see them go through this, but this too shall pass.
Exactly. And I hope and pray that they remember that. I hope and pray that they remember all this when it's over and done. Because, you know, as I keep saying, the good book say, and it came to pass. Never say, and it came to stay. So this too shall pass.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, my friend. God bless you, and we'll see you next week. If not before.
You too, George.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Sharon, bye.
Shopping sequence to be implemented for grocery shopping days this weekend. We'll have details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, April 8th, 2020, I am Rakisha St. Louis. A new approach is being considered to facilitate an easier shopping experience when the next grocery shopping days roll around on Saturday and Sunday. People will be allowed to shop within a stipulated period of time in the morning or afternoon, depending on their last name. During a press conference on Wednesday, head of the RGPF Community Relations Department, Superintendent Vanny Kerwin, explained that the process will be done in alphabetical order.
We are experimenting with a new sequencing, and so shopping on these 2 days will be conducted by alphabetical sequencing in 2 tranches by surnames, first A to M and N to Z, and I'm going to explain. On Saturday the 11th, persons whose last name or surname starts with an A to M will shop from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. And persons with surnames starting from N to Z will shop from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. You would notice there is a space of an hour, 1 hour between the 2 shopping periods. And this is necessary so to allow the first tranche to complete their shopping before we start accessing persons from N to Z. The following day, which is Sunday the 12th, the reverse is going to go into effect. Meaning that surnames from N to Z will now shop from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, and surnames from A to M will shop from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now, why this is necessary? The powers that be have been listening to all of the complaints that we have had on the ground. You would appreciate that for the last couple of days, shopping days were very chaotic, disorganized, and it caters for the clustering of persons violating the 6 feet physical distancing protocol. To avoid this new sequencing system is now being introduced as a trial run to see how well it works going forward.
He says the new shopping sequencing model will allow for early shopping for both categories on alternate days. Persons venturing out to shop on those days are required to present an identification card to the officer present or any other official designated to carry out checks.
We accept the fact that not everyone may be in possession of a picture identification. So the police officers at the respective points, they were trained and spoken to, and so some discretion will be exercised to ensure that persons can get the service. We wouldn't want to deny somebody buying foodstuff because they cannot properly identify themselves, because their identification doesn't have a picture ID on it. At the end of the day, that's not the intent here. The intent here is to have people to shop, but have them shop in an orderly and organized fashion. So in cases where that cannot be ascertained, the discretion of the police officers will be used, but the underlying reason is to ensure that persons who need those essential service items can access them.
Shopping will be conducted at the parish level with the exception of St. David, where shoppers will be allowed to visit supermarkets or grocery shops in the parish of St. George. The motoring public is getting an opportunity to fill their gas tanks on Thursday. All gas stations will be open on Thursday, April 9th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and motorists are required to obtain gas within their parish of residence. The regulation stipulates that only one vehicle per household will be allowed and that vehicle must contain only one person. Drivers are required to remain in their vehicle. Failure to do so will result in removal from the line. Healthcare workers presenting appropriate ID will receive a 50% discount at all Sol gas stations. There is no restriction on the amount of gas that can be purchased, but persons will not be allowed to fill gas bottles. The convenience stores at all gas stations will remain closed. Continuing with the news, the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force says it will continue to enforce measures implemented since the declaration of the limited state of emergency. Superintendent Randy Connaught, who is in charge of the Traffic Department, says motorists can expect to see vigilant checks at strategic locations across the island.
As was from the commencement of the emergency regulations, we will sustain our efforts in the vehicular checkpoints that are established across the island. And these checkpoints are strategically positioned to ensure, and especially as we move into the third phase, that parish boundary regulations are maintained. We also would continue our efforts with the static checkpoints to ensure that persons within parish boundaries do not use the opportunity, even though you have a special access permit, to move without any sense of purpose. And that is what we want persons to ensure, that whenever you move, it must be with a sense of purpose. Your permit is not an exclusive right to just traverse the area.
Mobile patrols will be heightened and relocation of traffic officers should be expected throughout Grenada to ensure that the regulations are adhered to.
Our mobile patrols, which obviously would be increased throughout the towns and suburbs across the island. And our operations generally would be intelligence-based, and our enforcement and management operation on shopping days and refueling days also, as approved by the Commissioner of Police, would see heightened presence of not just only traffic officers for the maintenance of law and order and the traffic regulations, but to ensure that at least the distancing protocols are maintained.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
Protect yourself and our community from COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol. Use a tissue when blowing your nose, sneezing, or coughing. Immediately discard the tissue properly and wash or sanitize your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Let's do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. To stay up to date, visit the Government of Grenada's webpage or the Ministry of Health's Facebook page. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health's hotline by calling 53-VIRUS. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. With all gas stations being opened on Thursday, farmers are being presented with an opportunity to fill their tanks. While another gas station was opened on Wednesday, not all farmers were allowed to access the gas pumps. Superintendent Vanny Cohen, officer in charge of the Community Relations Department, says they are trying to devise a systematic and organized way to allow certain sectors of the farming community to refuel.
Farmers that are being considered now as farmers who have nurseries or farmers who are involved in animal husbandry, farmers who have nurseries or farmers who have animals to tend, or other registered and recognized farmers will be considered. We understand that all farmers or all categorization of farmers will not be able to access the pump. We expect some disappointments, but I can assure you that the powers that be are working feverishly to ensure that all farmers at some point will be able to fill up at the pumps.
Finally, in the news, the Grenada Tourism Authority, GTA, has launched its digital campaign, #GrenadaDreaming, in response to dealing with the challenges posed by the global pandemic COVID-19. The campaign aims to keep Grenada in the minds of visitors and potential visitors through the posting and sharing of photos and videos depicting the destination on social media. GTA's response strategy began with empathy messages expressing that we are all in this together and encouragements to stay safe. In addition, social media platforms and email signatures have been updated with a stay safe and we look forward to welcoming you back soon message. Communications Officer Rhea Murray tells GIS more about the campaign and how Grenadians can play their part in its promotion.
So as people remain in quarantine in their homes, a lot of people are waiting for the day when they can travel again. So this is how Grenada Dreaming was born. And it's a positive digital campaign, and we are just putting positive messages out there and reminding people as to why Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique is such a great destination, and we want them to keep dreaming, and when they're able to travel, we would like them to come to Grenada. So the images that we are sharing are evocative. They're images of the destination, things you can enjoy in the destination. And there's also the added component of inviting persons who would have visited Grenada before we're inviting them to share images of their experiences in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And also not just visitors, but citizens as well. We want everybody to get in on this campaign, and we want this hashtag to go far and wide.
According to Murray, Grenada has in the past used various international trade shows and conferences to promote the destination. However, with the closure of ports and borders, the uncertainties that surround COVID-19, the digital campaign is Grenada's best bet.
It is a digital campaign, and we appreciate why, because travel is not possible at this time, and it's only basically the digital media that we have. Basically, a lot of newspapers are not even doing print versions, but only online versions. So we see this particular campaign, we know it can be successful, and we're already seeing it bearing dividends in terms of, I'm getting emails from a number of our international publications and media partners and so on, and they're telling me this campaign is great, and we've posted the content online. The CTO is also, that's a Caribbean tourism organization. They're also behind us and sharing our videos, sharing our photos, so we're very, very, very grateful for that.
The campaign was launched on Monday, April 6th, and will conclude once Grenada and the rest of the world return to a state of normalcy.
It is indeed indefinite for now, and but elements would change as we go along, as we get information from the government as to where we are headed.
That story just ended the national report for today, Wednesday, April 8th. Let's recap the top story. Shopping sequence to be implemented for grocery shopping days this weekend. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, endeavors to be a positive source of inspiration for those dreaming of travel. We invite you to dream with us wherever you are. Dream about sipping a fresh fruity cocktail and sticking your toes into the warm white sand at Grandad's Beach. Dream about snorkeling at the world's first underwater sculpture park at Molinaire. And dream about taking a dip under the cool, cascading Concord waterfall. We are Grenada, dreaming of welcoming you back to our shores. With love, from Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique.
Wait to see my granddaughter.
COVID-19 spreads from person to person through the droplets that are produced when someone coughs or sneezes, which makes it easy to spread between people in close contact. Now let's get prepared to stay healthy.
To reduce your chance of catching or spreading COVID-19, practice these simple everyday preventative measures. Droplets can also land on surfaces, so ensure that you wash your hands frequently for a minimum of 20 seconds or sing the happy birthday song twice. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with an alcohol content between 60 and 90%. 70% is ideal.
When you cough or sneeze, cover your nose and mouth with a flexed elbow or a tissue. Dispose of the tissue immediately and then wash your hands. If you notice someone has a fever and cough or other symptoms of respiratory illness, avoid close contact when possible. Let's all do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. Our health is our collective responsibility.
Righty, folks, it's 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. And yeah, I really should be pulling the curtain down right now. However, a couple of minutes ago, I received something from a good friend of ours. He's on my WhatsApp forum, Richard Simon. Richard Simon sent me a little piece. It's a little poem, which I thought was quite well done. And you don't mind, I'd like to share that with you right now. Check it out.
Do not be blind to this, or selfish, seeing the situation only from the view of a human. For too long we've ignored Earth, so busy finding ways to expand our net worth, industrious in efforts to increase industry, building factories without factoring in the negative effects on the environment we live in. Earth breathes just like we do, inhaling carbon dioxide, releasing oxygen that has allowed our generations to continue to progress, make steady steps in the eradication of lack. And we turn and stab Earth in the back and the front at just about every turn. We've tried to enhance plant growth in natural habitats, preferring pesticide protection, spraying plants with harmful chemicals that leach down into the soil, carried by waterways into the oceans, introducing sickness that cannot naturally be fought. So our man-made solution to this dire situation is to make man-made habitats for these natural plants. And of course, they do not survive. So scientists try their hardest to secure contracts that allow them to extract the seed's genes, thereby changing its genetic makeup. So bring back the pesticides, because the organisms have now developed immunity. And this is good for the human's food security. But Earth coughs, and it's unheard because we are busy increasing our efficiency. Transportation, once a luxury, is now necessary, and we need bigger, faster, stronger, moving from actual horses to horsepower. 0 to 60 in mere seconds, no one stopping to second guess the repercussions. And we bleed Earth, using fossil fuels to fuel our needs while facilitating the fossilization of clean air. So our lungs squeeze while Earth sneezes, a violent tremor ever so often that registers on the Richter. But we're so focused on getting richer that we continue to work to protect humans from Earth while slowly engaging in murder. So animals have been forced to become recluse, to retreat in nature, endangered by human nature, while we become more obsessed with massacring their habitats to make way for more guests, unable to observe the rising tides because buildings now scrapes the sky, and we wonder why the sun seems to be hotter, its rays closer. We do not stop to consider that every screw turned and nail hammered contributes to the depletion of the ozone layer. And Earth cries, waves roil, and Earth displays her temper. Hurricanes form stronger and stronger, and we can no longer ignore her anger. We are forced into introspection, no choice but to take stock of our frail humanity as stock markets dive with each new tragedy. And although there is some level of predictability, there is no level of protection. And when infection becomes viral, becomes a veritable virus, holding us into houses like animals in cages, welcome to the zoo, instituting curfews, corralling us with rules and whips, and Earth flips the scripts and laughs. Finally, able to exhale, given a chance to recover from the past misdeeds of humanity, the species made to rule, but has done so flippantly, ignorantly, selfishly. Now Earth, bruised and battered, can pick up its pieces once shattered, plants becoming greener, air becoming cleaner, animals reclaiming their territory. And while we are inside, we must learn to become more humane. And Earth will learn to breathe again.
Those words needed to be heard. John here says, very good observations put into poetry form. Absolutely, John. Oh, the lady's name, by the way, is Camille John. Okay, Camille, beautiful job, and thank you very much, Richard, for sharing that with us. Pilgrims, 21 minutes after the hour, let's take a look at our parting word for today from the Holy Scriptures. Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 to 24. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Matthew chapter 6, 19, 24. Enough said. John, let's see here. Ryan says, the eyes have it. Yes, Ryan. And John says, your eyes are the window to your soul. And Jackie O, hello, Jackie O, girl. I am so happy that you're back on your feet. I don't know this lady, but I understand that she was hit with the virus, okay? But she's back. Thank you, Jackie. God bless you, girl. Sure, can be done. Have a nice evening, my dear friends. May the good Lord bless and keep you. And let's get together again tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock. So long.